Okay, this is for assistance for on page 263. This page talks about percent of change. Okay, so percent of change. You see, now the percent of change is very simple if you pay attention. Okay, so percent of change means this: the change over the original. Okay, change over original. So the change over the original. And so let's look at the first one there. Okay, when we went from 15 to 18, well, we had a change. Well, how much did it change? Well, it changed by 3. Or I could put here 18 minus 15, which is 3. So I had a change of 3, so that's why the change is on top. The original, well, what was it for to begin with? Well, it was at 15. It went to 18, but the original is 15. All I have to do is simplify this. I can simplify it by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 50 divided by 3 is 5. You use TIBO, or you have to remember fraction to decimal. I showed you the fractions with the 5, denominator 5. This is 0.20. You make this a percent by moving it 2 times to the right, which gives you 20%. So this had a 20%. It went from 15 to 18, so it had a 20% increase. That's my answer. Okay, that's all I did. Okay, find the change. Number 2, change over original. Okay, I went from 100 to 140, so obviously I have an increase. Okay, I have an increase. Well, how much did I increase? Well, from 100 to 140, that's 40. That's the change. Or you can put 140 minus 100, and I get 40. So 40 is the change over the original, where it was at 100, it went to 140, so this is the original over 100. And so I showed you the shortcut. If you have 0 numerator and 0 denominator at the far end, you can cut them off. So 4/10, well, that's just 0.4, or in percent, it's, you have 1, 2, and so this would be 40%. And so my answer would be an increase of 40%. Okay. Okay, I'll do a few more, and then you do some on your own. Okay, let's do this one. Number 3, from 1560 to 1170. Okay, so let's look at the change. Well, if you don't know it mentally, you can know 1560 minus 1170. We subtract, we get 0. We have to regroup. So this 16 minus 7 is 9. This becomes 3. So 390. So 390 goes on top over the original. Well, we were here first, so we're going to put 1560. Okay. I have zeros at the end, so I can cancel them out. And then I'm going to do a TIBO, top in, bottom out. So top in, bottom out. I have a decimal in my denominator. I'm sorry, in my divisor. Sorry about that. I have a decimal in my divisor, so I got to move it to the front. I got to move this guy to the front once. And so now I have, how many times does 156 go into 39 plus 0? How many times does 156 go into 390? Well, let's find out. 156 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3, so 312. So put 2, 312. Subtract. I have to regroup. Becomes 8, 7. It becomes a 10, so 78. I add a 0. How many times is 156 going to 780? 1 twice, it was 312. Let's try 5. 156 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 3 is 28. 5 times 1 plus 2 is 7. It actually is 780. So we'll put here times 5. And so that tells me that the decimal is 25. And so now I know it's a decrease because we're going down. So I'm going to put here, okay, it's a decrease. Okay, it's a decrease. Decrease of how much? Well, if you're at 0.25, okay, so this is my decimal, 0.25, and so now 0.25, make that a percent, 1.2, and you have a decrease of 25%. Okay, that's my answer. Okay, see, I'll do another one here. Okay, I'll do number 6. No, you know what? Let me do it from the bottom. Okay, number 8. 3 months ago, Santos could walk 2 miles in 40 minutes. Today, he can walk 2 miles in 25 minutes. Okay, so now we're gonna compare. Okay, let me see, 2 miles in 40 minutes, 2 miles in 25 minutes. Well, he actually went down in time. He went from 40 to 25. So 40 minus 25. So 40 minus 25. Okay, so we regroup here, and that becomes 15. So the change was 15 over the original. Well, his original time 3 months ago was this. So that has the original time. Okay, so 15 over 40. Okay, so memorize. Subtract it. 40 minus 25, because the times. See, he went from 40 minutes all the way to 25 minutes. So he had a change of 15 minutes. And his original time was 40 minutes. That was 3 months ago. And now we simplify by 5, and we get 3 over 8. Well, 3/8. I've told you before, 1/8 equals 0.125. Well, 3/8 is 3 of these. So 0.125 times 3, which gives you 0.375. And 0.375 in decimal is this, in percentage 1/2, which gives me a 37.5%. Now, was there an increase or decrease? Well, there was a decrease in time. He actually went down in time. So we're going to put here decrease. So this would be the answer. Okay? 37.5 decrease. Okay, let's look at the next one there, number 9. Last year, the enrollment of Genoa Middle School was 465 students. This year, the enrollment is 525. So again, you need to find the change. Remember, it's change over the original. The change, or you just subtract. Change means subtract. This word here means subtract. Okay? And so then I'm going to put here 525 minus 465. Okay? He gets 0. He has to regroup. 60. Okay, so my change is 60. Okay, now what was the original? Originals, you know, you have to go in time. So it was last year. So last year happened before this year. So last year was the original, which is 465. Okay, and so now you just gotta simplify it. You know, simplify it, make it smaller, or use table from there. Okay, doesn't matter. You'll still get to the answer. But I'll just leave it like that, and you gotta finish that. Okay, you get to finish. So what does that give you? Okay. Number 7 there. The first and second quarter earnings of two sporting goods stores are shown in the table. Which store had the greater percentage of change in the second quarter? Okay, so we look at the second quarter right here. Quarter two. So okay, so how much did it change from here to here? Okay, and then how much did this one change? And so you're gonna have two of them. So first you gotta subtract these two. So 22, 22,329 minus 21,430. You subtract those, and then you also have to subtract these two guys. You're doing two of them. 19,214 minus 17,216. Okay, you got to subtract those two to find the original and compare. Okay, who had the biggest change? Okay, so once you subtract it here, this would give you what, 9. Regroup here. Regroup again. Becomes 12. Okay, so it's 899, the original here. So then, I'm sorry, the change, 899 over 21,430. Okay. And then the plus performance plus stores. Let's see, 0, he goes to 14, he goes to 1, he goes to 10, he goes to 8, he goes to 11. So you get 1,998 is the change over the original 17,216. Okay, you got to compare both of these. Okay, so you use TIBO, make them decimals, and then make them a percent, and see which one had the greater percent of change. In other words, whose percent is bigger of these two. Okay, hopefully that helps you, and good luck.